Hey, yo, Street Fighter trailer has been released. It's the talk of the town. Bro, I was telling you earlier that so many people were sending me the trailer and saying, "What do you think? Have you seen it?" And I'm talking about people, friends, and whatnot who don't even ever talk to me about movies. So I feel like this is one of those generational things where people grew up with Street Fighter and they're just looking forward to it. Now, I told you initially I'm 50-50, and I was like, you know what? Why don't we watch it together, react together, talk about it, and then maybe you can convince me of some of the stuff that I'm thinking is a bit off or whatnot. Because everyone else is like hyped, and I'm like, I'm hyped, but I'm 50-50. So let's watch it. Let's react to it, and then we'll kind of talk about it. I'll tell you my thoughts about it and whatnot. We've both seen it before, but we're gonna re-react it, yeah. All right, so
Cool.
let's do a
All
countdown,
right.
bro. We both got it up, yeah. So on, I'll say go, three, two,
Yeah.
one, go, and on the go we press play together, yeah. Ready? So three, two,
Yeah.
one, go.
Got the classic announcer audio.
Yeah.
Fight.
See the moves, the Hadouken, the Dragon Punch, all that stuff. I'm liking. It's the
It's very accurate, I can't
costumes,
lie.
right? The costumes look great, but also look a bit, as you said, it cosplay. You know what I'm saying?
They look like cosplays a little bit,
They
yeah.
look great. They look Borog, I mean Vega, they look great. Volkanovski's good to see him.
Yeah.
You know, Ken doing MMA and
The
everything. It's
axe
just
kick.
cool. It's like modern time and whatnot.
Yeah. We
And
got
I get it.
MTV. I
Yeah.
think it's
This
set in
is
the
cool.
90s, I think, apparently. So
Yeah.
it's
The beating up the car's cool. That's nostalgic. Like
yeah. That's a cool
see
shot with the
Ryu.
rain. That's
Yeah.
like
See
the
that
neon
the
lights.
cool that grab move, the throw was awesome. See Ryu, what I was saying, he looks a bit off. Like he's I want him to be on the warrior journey. I don't know if he's on a journey or whatnot.
We'll go more into that after the trailer.
Yeah,
Well,
because he looks like a bit like a bum. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm seeing things wrong. Ken just a waste
I
man.
really like the lighting for all this. Like the
Yeah,
purples and pinks, like the neon. Yeah. That's a cool, like, music sync up with the audio. It's
it
quite fun.
is. It is. I do have a thing though about the music. I feel like they should have just gone with reused theme tune or something, man. That would have just been so nostalgic
True.
for the trailer. The comedic vibe a little bit is put me off a little bit.
The shower scene from the anime movie.
Yeah. Dalsim looks good.
That scene looks on
See,
point.
Guile looks very cosplay to me.
Yeah. Even Cammy as well, like very cosplay.
Yeah. That's cool. That this his power driver move. With
That
like
looks
Akuma
amazing.
looks
That's probably my
awesome.
favorite shot.
I think Akuma looks awesome. The Dragon Punch,
Sure you
like
can, yeah. Nice.
Blanka looks cool.
Then we got Hulk.
Yeah, it's true. It does look Hulk.
That's another
See,
dope shot as well.
this is
That's dope.
cool.
Great.
October
October 16th.
16th
Oh, the fact that we're getting Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter in the same year is amazing.
is definitely, man. I mean, look, bro. Like, all right, when you give me your thoughts, bro. Like, what do you think overall?
Okay, so I'll give you like the rundown from when the movie was first announced. The movie's announced we're getting a Street Fighter movie. I'm excited. Well, I'm skeptical because video game movies are very on and off, like very hit and miss. Raka Raka were like originally supposed to be like the ones directing the movie. I've been
Mm,
following them since like 2010. Like they were like OG YouTubers first, and they became pro filmmakers. They left, and I thought that was a big red flag. I was like, oh God, they're gonna get some like generic ass like directors. Um, then filming started, it got greenlit. Then the cast dropped. Very mixed signals because it's all like Instagram high, like followed Instagram people. Cody Rhodes, WWE superstar. Roman Reigns, WWE superstar. Jason Momoa, Volkanovski. Um, they're just trying to get like casual fans, I guess. It
mm,
makes sense, which was okay because I like a lot of those actors to be fair. first trailer dropped, I thought it was okay. Like it was very like I don't know, like very goofy, very fun. The first teaser,
Right.
um, just action looks fun. That's all it is. Second trailer drops this one right now, and I'm pretty much sold on it. Outside of like a couple of like minor gripes and nitpicks, um, they know what kind of movie it's gonna be, which is like cheesy, like a fun cheesy movie with like a little bit of a heart as well. And I think for what Street Fighter is, Street Fighter in general is a very cheesy franchise. So I think they're hitting the right, strides with this movie so far. Of
Why do you
course, like you
think
have like the cosplay. Yeah, go on, go on.
why do you think why do you think Street Fighter is like a cheesy franchise? Or what makes you feel that?
Um, just the game. It's a first of all, it's based off a game, and like it's super over the top when it comes to fighting and stuff. And again, like you'd rather go cheesy and fun than like super serious and like grounded and gritty. And because at least like okay, so if this turns out to be a bad movie, it will still be fun to watch, like the Van Damme film. Like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
movie is not really that great. If
Right.
if it's a serious film like that really like serious, that Legend of Chun-Li film where they made it really super realistic. It's
I
really
didn't even
really.
see
Do you
that
remember
one.
that movie? That really really bad.
I, no, I
Exactly.
didn't even see that. That was
They
live
made,
action?
they made yeah, yeah, yeah. It's called The Legend of
What?
Chun-Li. It came out like in
And it was
2009.
a Hollywood type, like big, like not big budget, but like it wasn't like a YouTube fan made one. It
Yeah.
was like a proper studio
No,
made
it
one.
was like a yeah, 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 it was like a legit like Hollywood film, and like
I've
they made
never
it
heard,
super serious.
never
They
heard of
made
it.
like Shadaloo, like Bison.
Mm.
They like cast a white guy, like typical white guy. Like he's like a boardroom suit guy, like a
Oh
suit
shit.
type typical person. And like they just got rid of all like the color and the fun from it. So the fact that they're embracing it fully, you can tell like they're fans. The creators are fans of the series. The actors are fans of the games, which is a good sign. That's why I'd rather go with serious than cheesy than serious. Um, Me personally, I would go a bit more narrative heavy just because I'm a fan of the anime and like the comics.
Mm.
You know, you see the comics at the bottom. Yeah, the
Yeah,
one
yeah,
comic series that's more narrative
yeah.
heavy. The anime series is a lot more narrative heavy. But I think for what it's been like 20 plus, almost 30 years since a live action Street Fighter movie, I think this is like the best approach um so far. So I'm genuinely excited. Literally, like this is like a priority.
Yeah.
This is like top five movies for me for the year to watch.
I
So
think
yeah,
it is for, like I said, a lot of people because I had so many people message me. And look, like, bro, look, let me start off with the pros that I enjoyed, right? Like, I think, like, I love the costumes, right? I do think some of them, as we said, like, look, cosplay, and I feel like they could have adapted them a little bit better, and whatnot. But cool, I love the fact that they got the look. I think that was the main thing. That you have to get the look because these characters are so iconic, and I think overall they got generally the looks, which is great. I love seeing the moves. I have to say, even though some of them might look off or whatnot, I love seeing the moves, man. Be it the Shoryuken, the Hadouken, like Zangief's power driver, all of that sort of stuff. That's cool. So like the nostalgia of it is awesome. Um, I do think like the comedy kind of put me off a little, like not put me off, like kind of threw me off a little bit. And maybe that's gonna be in there to kind of like fill up any, sometimes comedy and humor is good to kind of keep the engagement. You know what I mean? Like if you don't want to lose something in be it in a serious scene or maybe something that gets prolonged, if you throw a bit of humor in there, it kind of captures people back. And maybe that's in there. I just hope it's not too much, right? Maybe it's just enough and whatnot. Ken being like a waste
yeah,
man and whatnot, cool, I get that, right? He goes Hollywood and blah blah blah, and then I guess Ryu kind of helps him find his journey back. But okay, look, with Ryu, I shouldn't judge by that trailer, but he looks like a bum too, and I want to see Ryu on the warrior journey, right? That's just personally me. Maybe my expectations are too high, and that's what my problem is probably. Maybe I should just expect fun, which I know it will be fun. You know what I mean? Like that Van Damme one is a guilty pleasure movie. I could pull it on and be like and sit and watch it. So maybe I should expect that. But again, comparison is just the worst thing, man. Like there was this fan-made YouTube one. I can't remember what it was called. And it was like just based mostly on Ryu and
Assassin's
Ken.
Fist.
I think it was that. Yes, it
That's
was
the
like a
one.
13
Yeah,
episode. They even brought it out on Blu-ray and whatnot. It got so big, right? I thought that was just done
yeah.
so well, right? And that was fan made, right? and it was very character driven. It was like with Ryu and Ken and everything, and I just thought that focus was just perfect for me. And maybe as a martial art fan or just a franchise fan, just focusing on those characters, I really enjoyed it. This one, I feel like, and again, I don't know, right? There's so many characters, and I wouldn't. I hope they give each character a good amount of screen time and likable. Like James Gunn, for example, for me is like the best at making characters likable immediately. So I hope all of them have that sort of thing, man. I hope there's no one in there for the sake of it and they're just background characters. Um, but yeah, like I did like it came out that trailer 50-50. Like I was like, oh, I don't know. Like I don't know if it's gonna be epic. That's probably what it is. I don't think it'll be epic. I think it'll be fun watch, as you kind of said it. It'll be cool, watch it, have fun. But I don't think it'll be an epic movie. And for me, like Street Fighter, I don't know, it just goes back so long. Maybe I was just expecting epic, but maybe that's what I should do. I should just manage my expectations and not put that out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true. Like from yeah, I can see where you're coming from. Again, like trying to see it as like a Street Fighter 2, specifically Street Fighter 2 inspired like adaptation. Don't think about Street Fighter 3, 4, 5, 6 and that
Mm,
lore and story. Think don't yeah, I think clearly the Street Fighter 2 is like the fan favorite. They're clearly taking a lot of inspiration from that story. And from I guess the Van Damme movie as well. I can see some inspiration and like the anime as well.
right, right. There's
With
some Easter eggs we could talk about in a second.
your I guess what's the word? Not like with your thoughts on Ryu's story, your worries, I guess. I think it's like from what I've seen of the trailer, from what I can break down, it seems like Ryu and Ken's story are like the heart of this movie, with Chun-Li being in
Mm,
the middle, like trying to like like be like the heart, like tug them together, since they were friends. Um, the so it seems like they're paralleled in this story. Like Ken, they're kids. They were kids growing up as martial artists. I hope we get a flashback of them like as best friends, which we kind of see like them like partying and singing together,
yeah, that
in the
scene real
trailer. But like
quick.
I hope we,
The Easter egg with
yeah,
that was they were in the same clothes as the Van Damme Street Fighter Ryan Ken. Did you see that? Did you see that? I saw
I
people
saw that. I
posting
saw
it.
that
So
photo.
that's pretty cool. I
Yeah,
have to say, like that gets me excited. Like even though it's so cheesy and whatnot, that's pretty cool.
yeah. Yeah, that's a cool nod. Again, like it shows that they care about the actual franchise. So like the parallels that I can see is Ken, great martial artist, great warrior. He's clearly like he's a millionaire, right? In the story, he's like a billionaire, a bit of a playboy at first, and he seems like he kind of gets like he loses himself in the process. After the first World Warrior tournament, because I think in the trailer this is the second World Warrior tournament, so I think there is a bit of context we're missing at the moment.
Mm,
So he loses himself, he becomes like washed up and a bum and just partying. And then on the opposite side, we have Ryu, who I'm guessing again, after his training is done, he goes, like explores the world to, be the best fighter and martial artist. I think this is where like the context is not shown yet for you with
yeah.
Akuma. And I think it will be like an internal battle for him where like he's constantly losing to the Dark Hado.
Mm,
And like Akuma's pretty much just beating him up, like taking him over the entire time. So it's like you have Ryu's conflict and his story, then you have Ken's conflict in the story. Then hopefully by the end of the story, they resolve themselves. And I'm guessing like Chun-Li is the one that like brings them together whenever like this incident like starts. And yeah, I think that's the main heart of the story. Then like the overall like the overarching story is the tournament between
right,
everyone, which I'm assuming Bison is the one that's hosting, and that's where we like jump between different fighters.
right.
Yeah,
From that trailer,
that's
you
my
can't
opinion.
really, I mean, we don't know, right? And from that trailer, we don't know if Bison's going to be the main, like, yes, he's the main villain, but is it at the end Ryu and Ken are going to fight him? Is it going to be Gaio and Chang-Li? Like again,
Yeah,
comparison is so bad. This one, I have to really take that out of my head. But that Street Fighter animated
yeah,
movie is my favorite, right? And that was, again, maybe it's an animation, but it was just done so good. And that last
yeah,
battle scene between Ryu and Ken versus M. Bison was just epic. Like to this day, so epic. Now, I mean, like whatever they do, I mean, like will we get a battle between them? Like M. Bison right now, I can't remember the actor's name. He's awesome. I can't remember his name, but he's
Oh, D David Desmalchin. He's
right,
everywhere,
right, right, right.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so he's like, are we gonna see the whole psychoanalysis or power that M. Bison has? Are we gonna see all of that stuff? I don't know. Like again, I shouldn't judge too much of the trailer based on you gotta watch the movie, but I'm just like I said, I'm still 50-50, but I 100% gonna watch it. I mean, it doesn't mean I'm gonna be like, oh that shit, I'm not gonna watch it. Like 100% gonna watch it. Um, but we'll see what happens because I am curious to see because I feel like Guile looks like I feel like there's gonna be like a back seat from Guile. And as you said, from the trailer
Yeah.
perspective, it looks like a Ryu and Ken sort of thing, and Chung-Li more, as you said, like organizing and getting them together. But yes, you're right. I think it's going to be a Ryu and Ken from the trailer, a Ryu and Ken focused movie. But my
Yeah.
thing is like if Ryu's battling, his dark side and Akuma and whatnot, what is happening with M. Bison? Is it too much for one movie? Like, are you already putting Akuma and Bison, everyone all in one movie? It's interesting because there's so
Yeah.
many other characters are missing. Sagat's missing, right? You got he's missing.
So that's completely
Um,
gone. He's not even in the film at all, which is crazy.
right. So
So maybe
that's
that could be like a post-credit, maybe. I don't know.
maybe because there's certain little things. The Dragon Punch that Ryu does to Sagat that gives him the scar. There's these little
Yeah.
things that I
Yeah.
remember. But overall, look, I'm 100% gonna watch it. When I say I'm 50-50, I'm excited and whatnot, but I just walked away like after watching the trailer, I was like, okay, like you know what I mean? Not like, oh my God, that's gonna be epic. I just like, cool, that's gonna be a fun watch. And I don't know, maybe after so long of getting a live action Street Fighter, maybe I was expecting epic more than another 1994, was it 1994 Van Damme version type of thing, some guilty pleasure type of movie. So maybe that's another thing, like, man.
Uh, I know you're on your digital comics journey right now, bro. If you ever get the time, read Street Fighter Classics Volume 1, bro. It's pretty much like a recreation of like the animated movie, but like it's more
Mm,
fleshed out. And the artwork is
okay.
amazing. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot more story, there's a lot more story in here. Like it covers everything. And of course it's a comic, you get like, the flashbacks of all the characters, um how everyone meets yeah, like yeah, especially Ken's story. Ken's story because like I think people just think as Ken being like a bit of like a hothead playboy, but like he gets married and stuff and has a kid and that humbles him a lot. You see that later on in
Yeah.
like the future games, Street Fighter 4 and
Yeah.
5, but definitely check out this comic series, bro. I definitely recommend it. You'll love it, trust me.
Yeah.
It's literally made for fans of like the original games.
Okay, I'll
Yeah.
put that on my list. I'll put that on my list.
Yeah.
Cool, man. I mean, anything else on that before we like, geek out about some other stuff? But anything else on?
Um No, I'm genuinely excited, bro. I'm so excited. I don't know, man. Like I've been on a Capcom high, the past couple of years. Like, yeah, I think the costumes do look a bit cosplayish. I'm just like glad to see people like Volkanovski in the movie. Oh, I think he's gonna get like beaten up or killed off straight away just
Right,
because
right, right.
he
Yeah.
plays like such a generic character.
Yeah.
From like the first ever game, like Joe. His name is Joe. Very deep cut.
Mm,
No one,
yeah.
only like purists will know who he is.
I have to be honest,
But
I didn't even know.
no,
You
yeah,
told me about him.
yeah, I did my research as well. I was like, who's Joe? And like, it's from the first Street Fighter, like
Mm,
the unknown one. But yeah, the cast look fun. It looks fun. Like the city of where Bison is, Shadowloo City. I don't know what it is. It looks amazing. Um, yeah, I can't wait. I
There
think
was a
it'll be a fun
cool
movie. I think it's
there
up there.
was a cool Easter egg that people put out there was, there's that little quick scene where there's like literally a street fight going on and people throwing like a tire on fire and whatnot. Um, that
Yeah,
scene apparently has the original directors that you mentioned that they were in that, and it's a little homage to the Street Fighter 2 opening where the guys are
yeah,
around and he punches them and he goes to the Street Fighter thing. That's a little homage to that. So that's a pretty cool little Easter egg that they threw in there.
that's cool. Yeah, yeah. I think for whatever like this movie is going to be, I think it will be enjoyable at best. Um, oh, okay. So do you think are you more excited for this or Mortal Kombat 2?
See, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say Mortal Kombat 2. I'm gonna say Mortal Kombat
Okay.
just because again I feel like like Mortal Kombat, I don't think will make. I think this will be way more successful in regards to budget and the fan and people just watching it. I think Mortal Kombat is very specific. You know, it's gonna be very specific. Of course, it can be violent and all that sort of stuff, but I think it's gonna be very specific to Mortal Kombat fans and then fans of like martial arts and specific like 18-year-olds and over. Yeah, it's not, you know what I mean? Where Street Fighter, I think you said it earlier, it's going to be very generic. I think it's Street Fighter is going to be a very generic movie to open to everyone, be it from kids to adults. So people who enjoy it to new fans and whatnot. I think Mortal Kombat's going to be very more specific. So for me, I feel like I'm gonna enjoy Mortal Kombat a bit more, maybe because of like just the less cheesiness, if that makes sense. And I'm not saying cheesiness is bad, but I just feel like cheesiness for something so epic, it takes it down a notch. I don't know how to explain it, bro, man. Like it just won't be
I know what
like
you mean. I know
a
what you mean.
memorable
It's
thing. It would just be
like you want like a Christopher Nolan like Russo brothers like experience when it comes to Street Fighter
right,
and Mortal
right.
Kombat, right? You want
Yeah,
that like yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Like you want that
like
grand like cinema
exactly.
experience. This is just
Because
more
it's like
like a fun cheesy. Yeah.
exactly, because say for
Yeah.
example, like I think Street Fighter will be will be successful, but then you make number two, three, four, five, whatever, right? Is it always just going to be full of cheese? Like when do we get to a point where the heart and soul of the movie is just it's not no more. Again, I'm judging it based on the trailer, but it might not even be cheesy. You never know, right? But I mean, like, when does it get to a point when it's like that epic level of movie and there's big battle scenes and crossovers and whatever character building stuff? And I feel like Mortal Kombat, even though it wasn't successful, like Scorpion in the last one just had such a great character build. I was like, man, I'm a fan of Scorpion. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to Mortal Kombat. To be honest with you, and so we'll see. But both, come on, man. I'm gonna watch both. Like, you crazy? There's no way I won't
Of course.
watch Street Fighter. Thanks for watching, and make sure you follow us on all our socials. You got X, TikTok, Instagram, and Threads, and do subscribe to the YouTube channel for more of the long form content and the breaking news. Also, guys, if you guys are on the commute, you can find us on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and Spotify. And there's some more videos for you guys to watch.